Hello everyone, Rabbi Abe here. I'm very excited because today I'm going to give you a tool to help you manifest whatever you want. Well, whatever you want. What does that mean, whatever you want? You want to change a behavior? You want to overcome an addiction? You want to create a larger capacity to receive more of what you want or need in your life? So stay tuned because this tool is extremely important. It's not known by a lot of people, and even those who do know about it don't necessarily understand the ramifications of this tool. And I'm speaking about something which is called counting Omer. Counting Omer, O-M-E-R. Get familiar with the term because we are going to go into it here and understand the spiritual ramifications of this. Now, we know every complete structure, according to the Kabbalah, and I'm going to try to keep this, more or less on the simple level. I'll do my best. Every complete structure in this world, in the physical world, contains 7 levels, 7 compartments, 7 stages, just like 7 days in the week, just like 7 colors of the spectrum, just like 7 levels of atmosphere, just like 7 seas, just like 7 continents, just like 7 musical notes on the scale. Everything in the physical world contains a complete structure, we call it, of 7 levels. Now, why is that important? Because our spiritual vessel, we call it, meaning our ability to receive. We need a vessel to receive. That's how the Kabbalists explain it. What does that mean? Our soul is a vessel. It receives energy from, whatever. Our actions, we make an effort, we create some kind of a vessel. Generally speaking, and this is very general, when we make an effort towards something, we create a vessel to achieve that thing. And when no effort is made, well, then we don't have much of a vessel. We can receive something, we can enjoy it for a time. Generally, that will wane. It will go away. Why? Because we don't have a true vessel. How a true vessel is created is really what Kabbalah is about. Kabbalah means receiving. We don't really know how to receive. We know how to get lots of stuff in our life, but generally it doesn't last and it doesn't extend to better things. That's what we call blessing. Blessing means whatever we achieve, receive in our life extends to more things, better things. Everything on an energy level is connected. Well, if we understand that, then how do we receive the good of life? Now, we were given an opportunity once a year to be given literally an opportunity to grab or to attach ourselves or to create a vessel to have the good things that we want and need in our life and to remove those things that block us. Because generally what blocks us are other things that we may have had a desire for, but we didn't know that wasn't really for us. A relationship, as an example. A soulmate relationship might be eluding us because we are busy with something that's not really for us. And generally, we can even get into trouble with that. A dead-end job might be in the way of you achieving something much, much bigger and greater. But, we sometimes opt for safety rather than risking in order to have more. And according to the Kabbalah, that means we don't have a vessel for that. It's almost like the movie projector, which is on, but there's no screen to reflect the movie. So you can have all the movie you want and, projecting all the sustenance and projecting all the love and relationships and all the health in the world, but there's no screen. And if there's no screen, we don't have an experience of the movie. Plain and simple. The screen is what we call the spiritual vessel. And it's something that exists within us. It's part of our desire. It's part of our consciousness. It's not something we can see. I can't see your desire. You can't see my desire. You can't see my consciousness. I can't see yours. We don't even know what our own is most of the time. And we need help with that. We need assistance to see what's going on over there, what might be off, so that we can change it, correct it, so that we can attract more of what really is for us rather than, being stuck with things that aren't really for us, that we need to work through, be challenged by, and so on. So this tool of counting of Omer. Now, let's explain it. And I'm going to give you this meditation. It's not a one-day meditation. It's actually a meditation for a total of 49 days. We've already begun this process, so we don't have exactly 49 days left, but you can make it up if you're catching this late or whenever you catch it. It's dated. I'll give you an opportunity to download it free. Okay, no charge, and make this a part of your life to be able to attach it and to bring it into our consciousness on a physical level and on an emotional level to help us fix many, many things, okay? So this is extremely important. It has an immeasurable value, okay, if it's used properly. So let me just give you a little bit of the background before I give you the meditation, because it's important. Consciousness is 99% of everything. And if we don't have the consciousness behind it, it will be less, okay? The effect will be less. So Omer refers to biblically, in biblical times, the counting of a certain amount of wheat. Yes, wheat. Now, this was something that was given to the Israelites in ancient times, in biblical times, after the second night of the Passover. Now, why the second night? Now, there's a spiritual science to this. You can't take what the Bible talks about literally. It is a code. We must remember that. So the first night of Passover, what was given to the Israelites, and please keep in mind, it doesn't mean Jews, it means Israelite literally means those who are working to achieve a higher level of consciousness above nature, okay? Now, and above nature means above the zodiac, just to keep it in mind. So they were given this task to count every 7 days, count something. Now, it seems to suggest wheat, counting wheat, but that's not the secret of what is really being discussed here. The first night of the Passover, what was given, and if you go back to listen to the sign of Aries rules, that's the name of the video. I'll put a link in the description if you haven't heard that one. But I mean, that video went sort of crazy. It has, it wasn't posted that long ago, probably 50,000 views by now, because it told about the spiritual tools of how to achieve freedom. What is freedom? Freedom doesn't mean, I'm free, I can do what I want when I want. Actually, one who thinks that way is a slave. Yes, a slave to my own desires. And I'm not in control of my desires. Freedom actually means being able to rise above my desires. Yes, I want to eat. I want to eat the wrong foods. Yes, I want to be with the wrong people who are not healthy for me in my life. Yes, doing whatever you want when you want is a slavery. It absolutely is a slavery. Now, the Passover was given, why? Not as a religious convocation, but it was given as a way to rise out of every form of slavery. The problem here is that this was given, this light or this energy to be able to go out of any form of slavery or addiction, did not have a spiritual vessel. It's almost like us enjoying something we didn't really work for, and it doesn't last. And so this light did not last. It lasted one night. Then what was the purpose of it, you might ask? Well, Kabbalah explains that we must first experience something and then lose it and then create a vessel. It's almost like, being in love. Is in love really love? Not really, because get married or start, going with a person, living with a person, and you begin to understand that what I felt initially was only a level. It's a level. It's a high level. It's very exciting, but it's not the reality. The reality only comes in when the work comes in. Now, if you are in a relationship or anything, you know what I'm talking about. That means the initial phase of something does not stay. It does not stay, but it has a purpose. It is to create an impression or the future opportunity for me if I stick with it and do the work. Now, in most cases, we get bored. We say, no, it didn't last. I'm on to something else. Wrong. If this was something truly worth earning or working for, you will stick with it and then begin. When the work comes, you'll do that. And you will be able to earn back the initial light more and more that you felt in the beginning. But this takes work. And that's why, by Isaac, it says Isaac and Rebekah, he met her, he married her, and then he loved her. He took her for a wife, and then he loved her. I mean, don't you fall in love first, and then you get married? Well, according to the Bible, no. Spiritual secret. First, they got together as a husband and wife, and then the love came only afterwards at some point. Because real love is built. You go through stuff together. You realize things. You learn each other. Nobody knows it. We all know that even if we live with someone, you don't really know a person, right? Hey, living with them sometimes is not even enough because somehow marriage has other things attached to it. I won't get into it. It's more for relationships, but there is actually a reason and a purpose for marriage. Living together doesn't get you to the bottom of the vessel, if you understand what I mean. It's like marriage, there's no place else to go. So hopefully you go up or you go down, right? That's why they say the best way to ruin a relationship is to get married. Anyway, I don't want to lose the point here. The point here is having a vessel that can be filled with light, creating that screen with which we can reflect the light that wants to come to us. Always, the universe is giving us, the godly force is giving us endlessly everything we need, but we do not have a vessel very often to receive it. Here, we're being given an opportunity through Omer, and the meditation that I'm going to give you will be being given an opportunity to create the vessel, to have everything we need, to break any slavery, to have whatever we need for the entire year coming. In fact, the Kabbalists go as far to say that the ultimate freedom is freedom from death. Now, that's a different discussion. What is death? Well, death doesn't only mean physical death. Death means any death, okay? Death of a relationship, death of a business, death of a livelihood, death of, God forbid, of health. Okay? Many things, which means fulfillment ends, that's considered a death. But also life. The Bible speaks of a state that the Israelites had achieved of immortality at Sinai, for 38 days and 18 hours it lasted only, when Moses went up the mountain, and then there was some incident called golden calf meaning idolatry, which for us and our generations mean giving over our power to anything to control us. And we don't control it. We are not in control. We allow other people, other things, other energy to control us and our life, opinions, things, money, fears, whatever it is. We give it over. We give ourselves over to that to allow it to control us. That's called idol worship. Being free from that, so freedom from death, that was the golden calf. They wanted something other than the source because maybe they didn't want to work too hard. They didn't want to do the resistance or the restriction. As we teach in Kabbalah, they had to wait. They said, waiting is too much. I want now. I want instant gratification. I don't want to push back and create real fulfillment, true fulfillment. I want the instantaneous. Fine, we can all have that. But instant will always go away. Whatever the gratification is, it will go away. And the rule is, the higher the high, the lower the low. That's a cosmic law, nothing we can do about it. So if we understand how the rules of the universe work and how things really operate, we need always to create that spiritual vessel, that ability to receive, the proper vessel to receive what we want and what we need in our life. And that we get for the year. I mean, we can do that daily, on a daily basis. We might even be able to do that on a weekly basis in some cases. Sometimes even, like in the new moon, we can inject energy for the month. That's why we do the new moon videos, okay? To be able to draw down spiritual energy, to be able to make it last for a month. But do we ever get an opportunity that we can make it last for a year? This is what we're speaking about. And this is called Omer. Again, Omer. O-M-E-R. Omer, the counting of Omer. The idea of counting represents creating vessels, creating not a limitation, but creating a dimension which can draw. Because if there is no parameter, then I can't draw anything. It's just kind of, up in the air. You can't say like, well, I want everything. No, we have to want things in our life. Wanting everything is wonderful, but we also have to be able to focus and have a goal. Very important. Goal setting, very important. Flexibility in the goals, yes. But if you have no goal, you have no light of wisdom. You have no force of light of wisdom to drive you and motivate you. So this is what we're speaking about. Omer means a tuning in to the different levels on a very high plane, on the level of the tree of life, on the 7 levels of the tree of life. Now, the way this works is we start at the top of the physical aspect of the tree of life, which are 7. We know the tree of life are 10 Sefirot, but the 3 top represent the spiritual world. The lower 7, as they are called, relate to the physical world, as we said before. 7 days of the week, 7 primary planets, 7 colors of the spectrum, and so on, all the 7s. Why 7? Because it relates to the energy of the physical world. Now, once we understand that, and on the handout, on the download, you will have those 7 levels, the names. They are Chesed, mercy, Gevura, judgment or might, Tiferet, beauty or resistance, Netzach, victory, overcoming, Hod, glory, Yesod, foundation, and Malchut, kingdom or manifestation. Okay? Those will be listed there. There are 49 days in the entire framework of this counting, literally going each level. Why 49? Because first we take care. The first week is the week of Chesed, then the week of Gevurah. So there are 7 weeks, and within each week, there are 7 subdivisions because there's 7 days in a week. So we have the first stage the first stage within the first stage, the second stage in the first stage, the third stage in the first stage. If you understand what I mean, it's all there in the handout, in the download. So Chesed of Chesed, Gevurah of Chesed, Tiferet of Chesed, Netzach of Chesed, and so on, until we complete the first week. Now we're in the second week. Second week, Gevurah, strength or might, judgment, Chesed of Gevurah, Gevurah of Gevurah, and so on. Each day has a meditation to help us emotionally, energetically, and spiritually, to help us create the vessel. Now, as I said, if you're catching this video in the middle already, we've already begun it, that's okay. You can go back and review those. You can still meditate on them and kind of make up for the lost time. And then after that, go day by day, day by day. It's not difficult. It's not complicated. It is basically explaining the emotional, energetic structure of the day with a suggested meditation for the day. Something to be aware of, something to know, something to think about, to help us get the most energy and light. Now, what happens when we complete this 49 days? Well, the sages tell us that on the 50th day, it represents the energy of freedom. Those of you who know a bit more, this is called the Feast of Weeks or Shavuot. And this is the day when the day of Sinai, Mount Sinai, which is a code for ultimately reaching the point of freedom where we can establish the first light that was given, the freedom from death, freedom from limitation, freedom from boundaries that we were given in the seed level of the first night of Passover and lost it the second night, which is when and why this light kind of goes away, and now it only comes in stages as we build the spiritual vessel in order to actually have it, hold it, and keep it. Amazing. You want the meditation? Go to the download section at rabbieabe.com. It will be there waiting for you. It is called Meditations of Omer. That's it. Go there. Doesn't cost you anything. Download section, rabbieabe.com, the meditations for the Omer, for Omer. Be blessed, guys. And again, if you're so inclined, please become a member of my YouTube channel. Help support the channel and the work that we do over here in order to bring this light and consciousness to many, many more people. Be blessed. Lots of love. And I'll see you very soon on the next video. All the best.